Rut Tester, what's up, my dudes ranch? We got a 20 lapper on Loretta Lynn. So, as you guys know, Loretta Lynn's is going on right now in real life. So, I thought it'd be cool to come in here and do a full blown Rut Tester video on this. If you haven't ever seen one of my Rut Tester videos before, basically a little series I started a while back where I go on any of these motocross games and I just run, you know, more than your typical standard 5 or 6 lapper race there and try to really see what the terrain deformation system will do on a track with a full gate of riders. So that's kind of like the whole point, right? It's like, what will the terrain deformation system do with a bunch of laps on one individual track? So yeah, man, either way. So obviously on lap 1, we're going to be smooth as silk, smooth as a baby's bottom. You know how that is. I don't think there's a whole lot of pre-made roughness, maybe a little bit going into some of these corners. Now, there are some pre-made ruts on this track, which is actually quite unique to this track. I know that on a lot of the default MX versus ATV all-out tracks, they didn't have a whole lot of pre-made ruts or pre-made roughness. So it is definitely cool when you can get in here on a track that does at least have some of that pre-made action going on. You know what I'm saying? Let me move my damn cursor. I know that's annoying as hell. Let me get past my Baggett right quick. Oh my god, dude. We're having like a, again, professional AMA race out here. Not a damn amateur race, boys. Oh my god. Oh, he fucking! Did you guys see that? It clipped my ass end right on the right on that jump face. Oh my god, bro. Alrighty then. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? He literally could not have clipped my back wheel at a better time. It just like sent me in the most weird angle off of that jump face. Swear to God, dude. Oh my god. All right. So yeah, you can actually get to rail in some of these corners on this Loretta Lynch track, no doubt. So it's kind of, this is a little bit more of a skill gappy track, I would feel like, in this game, even though, let me die real quick, drank a half a Monster a while ago, not even sponsored by Monster. Let me wreck on a, on a damn concrete thing that's like knocked out. What the hell? Did you guys see that? The thing was like halfway on the tracks. I guess somebody had hit it and it was like kind of out on the track a little bit. Damn, boys. We got some work to do now. All right, let's see. Got Monster Energy on my bike, bro, but I'm not even sponsored. What's up? Hey, Lipton Tea, sponsor me now and you'll save a lot of money. I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying. Oh, man. Typically, I'm a tea drinking hoss, but every once in a while, I'll give me a little bit of Monster in my give me a little extra kick, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. I certainly don't think that, like, you can sustain drinking energy drinks all the time every day like you can tea, you know, but I certainly do think you can get an advantage if you drink energy. And I'm not even saying drink a full energy drink. I'm just saying you can have a little shot of an energy drink every once in a while and it will put a pep in your step. There ain't no doubt about it. I mean, it really will do that, but it's all about trying to get the energy source that you want without getting the negative side effects from it, you know, like feeling like crap, getting the drowsiness, getting the whole crashing that you get from energy drinks and all that kind of stuff. And not only that, but just the unhealthy nature of them in general, right? It's all like a moderation kind of thing when it comes to that. But with tea, see, it's not as much of a boost, but you can sit there and drink tea all day, every day, and there's really no side effects to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the difference between drinking an energy drink and tea. But either way, we're back here in 35th, 1000th place. Don't worry. All right. Finally starting to catch back up a little bit. What the? Where was he going, dog? He's like, wrong moto, bitches. Oh, my God. He literally just, like, completely shot off the side of the track. I don't know what he was doing at all. I almost wish with Loretta Lynn's, and I may make a separate video on this or something, but even in real life, like I almost wish, and I know some people are going to get completely pissed when I say this. I know some of you like hardcore Loretta Lynn's fans and stuff are not going to like me saying this, but I almost wish Loretta Lynn's had like bigger jumps on it. I know that's going to sound stupid, and it's like, I know you corner for dough. Okay, I get it. Like, it's really, motocross is all about the corners, and at the end of the day, I get all that. Okay, you don't have to, you know, lecture me on that, but I just feel like it's kind of silly that literally in real life, I was hitting 100-foot, 100-plus foot tabletops on an area qualifier. I'm not even talking about regional qualifier. I'm talking about area qualifier for Loretta Lynn's. 120-foot tabletops on it, right? Huge ass, like, step up camelback jumps. If you come up short, you are dead, okay? And then you get to Loretta Lynn's, and it's like there's no jump that's bigger than, I don't know, like 60 feet, right? I just find it to be a little bit weird. I don't know what would be the big issue. I mean, this jump right here is a little bit, these couple jumps right here are pretty much the only jumps on Loretta Lynn's, like when you really think about it. And the only reason that's even really that big of a jump right there is because you're jumping all the way into the sand rollers. There's really not even any, even like medium-sized jump on Loretta Lynn's. It's pretty much all just small 40-foot, 20-foot, little jumps here and there, and that's pretty much all there is to it, man. I don't know. Just to me personally, I feel like there wouldn't be no big issue with having a 100-foot tabletop and maybe like some sort of, 100-foot triple step-up jump or something cool like that. Nothing crazy, right? Obviously, it's an amateur track, and you got 65s riding on it and the whole 9 yards, but like I'm saying, there's a lot of friggin' area qualifier tracks for Loretta Lynn's that has twice as big of jumps than what Loretta Lynn's has on it. It just, I don't know, to me that doesn't really make any sense. Like, I've always kind of thought that a little bit about Loretta Lynn's. And it's not just the jumps, it's also the, I don't know why it's such a tight track. I don't know why it's not more like standard motocross than what it is. It's almost like it is super built around trying to be an easy amateur track, almost like too much in my opinion. And of course, that's what it is, right? It's the biggest amateur track of the whole fucking nation. Like, I get it. That's what it's meant to be built around. But at the same time, I feel like there's just, all it's really testing is how good you can ride on somewhat of a tight motocross track with big ass ruts on it. That's really the whole skill to Loretta Lynn's. It doesn't really have like any real jump skill or not a whole lot of elevation skill or like long sweep corner skill. I guess there is like one or two kind of sort of sweep corners, but not big long corners. You know what I'm saying? Like fifth gear, fourth gear, tapped out Texas style track corners. There's just not a whole lot of that on the standard Loretta Lynn's track. And of course, Loretta Lynn's does change slightly every once in a while, but not a whole lot. Dude, we're on lap 4 out of 20. Blaze it, dog. Just went to lap 5 here. So, yeah, I don't know. Just a little thing I've always thought about Loretta Lynn's. Like, I just don't see why it's so small of jumps and so tight of a track. I just feel like it almost doesn't even allow some of the riders to really truly test their skill, especially once you get up to the bigger bikes like 250s and 450s. I mean, you're just way overriding a track like Loretta's on a bigger bike like that. I mean, I feel like this track is made for a 65, not even necessarily made for an 85. I mean, I still feel like 85s can ride on a lot bigger jump tracks and longer corner tracks and stuff than this. It is literally built for a 65, dog. But I don't know. It's just crazy because this is like what got put in the dirt real quick there, dudeskies. I don't know. To me, it being such an important big race, like such a big race that pretty much takes you from 250B class straight into a full-blown factory ride, right? This is pretty much the race that does that. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense that you go from riding on this right into riding on Supercross and outdoors, like AMA outdoors on a full-blown factory team where you proved yourself on a track that's made for a 65. I don't know. It's just a little bit, I've always kind of thought that a little bit about Loretta's. She's just a little on the smaller side than I would have thought. But either way, got this inside rut developing right here. And I still think it's a really cool track and an iconic track in the whole 9 yards. I just feel like they could just amp her up a little bit. I don't know. I've just always kind of thought that way about it. I mean, I love that it has a couple sand sections and cool stuff like that, and I love that it a lot of times makes big ruts and stuff on it. I love that there's that sort of skill gap to it, but I just think in general the track is very crampy, very, very tight, very, I don't know, just like I feel like you're overriding it on a big bike in real life, not just in the video game replicas of it and stuff, but even in real life. I mean, you would just imagine, like, how different this is than a, like a Redbud track or something, or even some of your local, there's a lot of local vibe tracks that have pretty big jumps on them, man. I mean, they really do. Like I was saying, that area qualifier I went to in real life before, I'm not joking around when I say 120-foot tabletops from jump to landing, like fourth gear on a 250F, dog. You have to be in fourth gear to hit it, And the 85s are just barely making it over. Like the 85s dudes that are like hardcore, like 85 fucking A riders, you know, those are the ones that are just barely making it over the jumps. That's how I feel like a motocross track should be, especially one at the caliber where you're really trying to prove yourself on. Should be where 85s can just barely jump something if they're wide ass open on it. And then, you know, it's kind of made for every bike in that sense versus just being made more for a 65. I don't know if they do it trying to make the track safer. I'm not sure why they do that with Lorettas, you know. But either way, that gnarly ass inside rut developing right here. So when you have those pre-made, a lot of those little inside pre-made ruts on the tracks on All Out, and you start getting the terrain deformation on it, it really does start to build them up a lot more than obviously if you start with a completely flat surface, right? So they're starting to kind of learn their vibe a little bit with their how to pre-make a track and then how the terrain deformation will develop on that over time on that, right? They're starting to kind of get all that going there. Okay, got to watch out for the SpongeBob a little bit. So in this corner, obviously rut on the inside, completely jack that up. I know sometimes in All Out it can be a little bit difficult. Look at the damn tough blocks. Good God, bro. I know sometimes on All Out it can be a little bit weird when you like go into a corner. You kind of feel like you're in a bouncy house, right? You do kind of get that feeling a little bit in All Out. Like if you just barely get out of a rut, it's almost like the bike thinks you're hitting a jump or something. It's kind of bizarre, but it definitely does have that sort of bounce issue to this game with the physics system. And obviously they did try to go in there. They've even tried to fix that some with an update, and it's still just off in that sort of category, in my opinion. But you only really notice it when you go into the corners, right? It's just like bounce, bounce, bounce. You can't keep the bike on the ground. I don't know. It feels really weird like that. And then you feel like you can't hardly like keep your momentum going because you're bouncing on everything. But you especially notice it whenever you are pretty cool little huck jump right there. You can jump all the way over to there. But you definitely notice it when you're like about to hit an inside terrain deformed rut and then you kind of cross rut out of it a little bit. You just bounce. It's like you just hit the fucking eject button or something. I don't know, dude. You just bounce all over the place. But so I really hope they can iron out those physics for the next MX vs. ATV game. Like if you play reflex and stuff like that, you notice it just doesn't bounce like that. I don't know. It's got more of a grounded feeling to it. And obviously you want it to bounce some on the actual braking bumps, but not over like cross-rutting on a rut or just coming into a corner in general. You don't really want it to do that as much as it does currently. I don't know what those dudes' fantasy is with turning left right there in a right-handed corner, but oh my God, bro. Okay, 8th place. Getting her scooting a little bit now here, dudeskies. Ronnie Stewart, James Stewart's adopted brother. You know what it is. Okay. So, got this inside rut. Yeah. All right. So, it's kind of making the pretty similar inside ruts throughout these corners. So, that's kind of cool. You can hit that inside rut and not hit the outside 10 commandments, the first little 10 commandment of the outside, right? And still get up over that quite a bit. Not seeing a whole lot of ruts, individual ruts on the actual jump faces yet. Thought I would have already been seeing a little bit more of that than I am currently, but not really seeing too much of that yet. Of course, you can huck all the way up over to that. Jump over here. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of surprising that there's not really any elevation on Loretta Lynn's either. Right? I know how us motocross dudes always talk about that's what makes a motocross track, right? It's elevation. But Loretta Lynn's basically doesn't hardly have any of that. Like none. But like that right there. See how I'm kind of just like bouncing through that rut? Like why the hell is that happening? I didn't even cross rut right there and I'm still just like bouncing and scooting through the rut, you know? Kind of weird how it does that in this game, but either way, I got that small little hip triple. And the small little jump right here. I don't know. I just think it'd be sick if they had like a big ass, just standard like 110-foot tabletop finish line jump right there or something. I don't know. I just feel like that'd be a lot more cool than what they have going on right there. And obviously, 85, especially super minis, they'll still be able to hit it as long as you have enough of a run-in up to it. But either way, now we're getting that flow going a little bit, boys. I guess it's made a little bit of roughness right through there, but that already had some of that pre-made there as well. So how the hell am I in 4th place? What the fuck? I was like just in third place and nobody passed me. Or I think I even should have been in second place. What the? Dude, there is no way. There is no way that I'm in fourth place right now. There is no way. I'm just telling you right now, there is no way. Mex versus ATV, what the hell? There is no way. Maybe I am. I mean, I see dudes way over there. God, I just can't believe they would be that far ahead of everybody else. Huh. That is bizarre, but that's really weird how I was like just in third, past the dude, should have went to second, and he never passed me back, and here I am in fourth. I don't know what just happened. Maybe confusing myself here. I don't know. Let's just hook this bitch all the way to the Kawasaki sign. Oh, yeah, there we go. I'm glad I popped off right there. Definitely should have popped off jumping that far without a doubt. But I don't even see the dudes over here. Like on my left, like 2-3 sections ahead. I don't even see them. God dang. But I guess that could be them way, way up there. I think you can triple into that, yeah. I think that's a little bit of a line that you can hit. If you rail that outside of that one corner before, absolutely do Mortley perfectly. For sure. So, I guess slight little bit of roughness getting developed on the track, but not crazy, right? And of course, Loretta Lynn's is known for the ruts that it gets. I mean, known for it. Like, I can drag your pegs on them. Huge ruts. Get up that inside. Okay, kind of lost a little bit of momentum there. It's just so hard not to lose momentum in this game. When you're going through a corner, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not even that way. Well, I guess it is a little bit like that on Reflex, but you got to basically just completely clobber like a humongous sand berm rut in a corner for it to totally slow down your momentum like that. I think their momentum swings are maybe just a little bit like the scale on that's just a little too wide. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it should kill your momentum as much as it does when you just barely pop up off the ground or barely hit a rut, just a little bit weird. I don't think it should kill as much of the momentum as it currently does, personally. So it's just like little things, right, with the physics system of this game. I think if they just make little fixes, little improvements, they could definitely make some big strides with it. But I think the core of it is okay. It's just they've got to fix certain little things like that for the next game, and that'll be really cool on that. But either way, yeah, coming through the sand section yet again, lap 13, all right. Railing that. See, it's making a rut inside the actual outside berm itself. So you've got like you don't just have that smooth outside berm that you can just rail as hard as you want to. You really do have to focus and keep it in that outside rut that's in the berm. Kind of same way with this corner, right? Like if I start turning too quick, it's built up on the inside of that because there's actually a rut there. So you kind of, it gets the bike completely off kilter like that, right? Oh, dude. Get to going way faster around some of them corners when you just keep the gas on, right? And it starts getting that crazy momentum swing. And then you gotta turn a lot sharper than you think you would have to. Okay. Which you can jump to that. And then what was that? Like a triple in, triple maybe? I think that's what I just hit right there. As you can see, you can get to feeling the vibe a little bit on this track, definitely. I just haven't put enough time in or enough laps in on this track to really know it like that. You know what I'm saying? If I just sat down and rode like 30 laps on this puppy, I could definitely have her running a lot hotter than I do right now. But so you can hook that plumb up to right here if you hit all that properly without getting that weird bounce, right? It's just, that's like the key to this game, dude. Don't get too much bounce going through the corner. Try to keep the bike on the ground. But, I don't know. It can be kind of weird trying to do that to the level that you have to do that in this game as well. So, either way, got us 5 more laps here. So it's kind of somewhat building a bit of a standardy sand berm right there, coming through that corner where every single person's been going there. Oh, I may have lost my opportunity to hit that triple in there now. May have wore that built-up terrain rut in the berm a little too much to not have as much grab in the corner now. See, now getting that corner going a little bit better. Okay. But I just want to come on here and have some fun, run a 20-lapper on this puppy. definitely a shout out to all you guys riding at Loretta Lynn's. Good luck in your races. And, yeah, I know there's a lot of pressure in that race. You got to do what you got to do. Sun will come up the next day, right? You don't want to worry about it too much. It's just an amateur race at the end of the day. So, oh, man. And just saying, there's a lot of dudes that ain't done worth a shit at Loretta Lynn's, and they became pro supercross racers and the whole 9 yards. Like, I don't know. I think Loretta's is certainly, it's kind of crazy how it's like, seems like it's all put into one race. Like that one race is everything. And I don't know. It's just crazy. Like, I mean, there's a lot of supercross dudes that say they weren't that big of amateur racers. I mean, obviously, like your big dudes like Tomac and some of those guys, obviously those dudes rode amateur and then raced at Loretta's and stuff like that. But I mean, I think I remember Brayton saying that he didn't hardly do any amateur racing growing up, and hell, he was like supercross rider, one Daytona. Like, you know, I mean, he's done a lot more than a lot. I think there's a lot of people that do the whole amateur thing and then they just don't make it, and then it just doesn't happen. They just don't do it. You know, there's a lot of people that were really fast amateurs, but they never go to pro, or done really good at Loretta's, but it just never really pans out in the pro. I mean, there's some of those dudes that literally get the, whatever the hell the Horizon Award or whatever it is at Loretta's, and then never make it. Like, I don't want to sit here and name names and shit, but there's some dudes that literally, like, they come out of Loretta's, like, smoking everybody, and then it's like they run one pro season, and they're pretty much off of a factory ride, and they're never going to do anything. Whereas, like, you got people like Brayton that have never even really raced amateur racing and then win Daytona and have, like, a full-blown supercross career, right? So, I mean, yeah, it is important, but it's not everything. Winning Loretta's is not everything. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's really not. So you just got to always kind of remember that. But there's that triple. So we can hook to here, yeah, so you can go like that, then double that corner, and do just like that. You shave off quite a bit of time by doing that right there. That's what I was trying to do that whole time right there. So that's like a 1 out of every. I mean, you could definitely start getting that a lot more down, especially some of you pro dudes that all out that play this game every day. You probably already have that line down, but it's cool that there is a line like that you can kind of separate yourself with. It's not that big of a separator, but it will shave off some time by basically doubling through there versus having to like do a slow triple on that. So that'll definitely help you out there. Sorry for not talking about the ruts anymore, but they're really keeping pretty quiet, to be honest with you. Like, they're not doing a whole lot. I figured it would have made a little bit more ruts going up the jump faces or something, or a little bit more roughness, or I don't know. Not just kind of came to a halt on the rut making side of it there. But either way, still hucking her up over to that. So you can hit that and huck all the way to there. That's that line I was trying to hit before. And sand sections, I mean, it just kind of wore them down a little bit. Didn't really make them all that much more rough. Cool rut right here on the outside. Didn't really make them all that much more rough. And then, like, the inside rut right there, it was pretty, I mean, just being completely honest with you, it was pretty much that big on, like, lap 5. I mean, it really hasn't changed that much from lap, like, 5 through 10. You know, that was probably the biggest changing. Lap 1 through 10 is definitely more of a change than lap 10 through 20, for sure, 100%. Goggles. So I didn't even cross the finish line, like, exactly. I kind of jumped through it. So either way, dudes, that's a road tester video on Loretta Lynn's. Appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.